Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Gnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prayasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatharini. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gauravakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, chapter 17. Divisions of faith. Arjuna inquired, "O Krishna, what is the situation of those who do not follow the principles of scripture but worship according to their own imagination? Are they in goodness, passion, or ignorance?" Krishna says, according to the modes of nature acquired by the soul, one's faith can be of three kinds: goodness, passion, ignorance. According to one's existence under the various modes, one evolves a particular kind of faith. The living being is said to be of a particular faith according to the mode. Many in the mode of goodness worship demigods, those in the mode of passion worship demons, and those in the mode of ignorance worship ghosts and spirits. Those who undergo severe austerities and penances not recommended in the scriptures, performing them out of pride and egoism, or impelled by lust and attachment, or foolish, and to torture the material elements of the body as well as the super soul dwelling within, are to be known as demons. Now, which basically means we should not do any severe austerity penance for some material cause, which is what this is, right? Egoism means thinking that I'm the body, impelled by some attachment or lust, or foolish, and they torture the material elements of the body, because we can do that only for the pleasure of the Lord. So we'll not only torture the material elements of the body, Krishna is saying, as well as the super soul. So they are demons. So we should not do unnecessary austerities. We should do austerities only for the pleasure of Krishna, for making progress in devotion. Even the food each person prefers is of three kinds. So we know all this: Ayu, Sattva, Bala, Arogya, Sukha, Priti, Vivartanaha, Rasya, Snigdha, Sthira, Hrudya, Ahara, Satvika, Priyaha. Foods dear to those in the mode of goodness increase the duration of life. Ayuhu, Sattva, purify one's existence. Bala, strength. Arogya, health. Sukha, happiness. Priti is satisfaction. Vivardhanaha, it increases. Rasyaha, so it is juicy. Snigdaha, fatty. Sthira, wholesome. Hridya, pleasing to the heart. This is Satvika Priyaha. So this includes ghee, which is fatty and pleasing to the heart. If it is not ghee and oil, which are not mixed with, not contaminated, like cholesterol and whatever. Foods that are too bitter: Katva, Amla, Lavana, Ati. So this important thing is Ati. It's too bitter. Otherwise, these are required foods as per Ayurveda. But if it is Ati, Katva, Amala, Lavana, Ushna, Ushna is salty, not sure. Okay, Tikshna is hot. Ruksha, no, Ruksha is very hot. Tikshna is pungent. Salt, hot, salty. What is salty? Lavana, sorry. Lavana, Ushna is very hot. Tikshna is pungent. Ruksha is dry. Vidahina is burning. So very spicy food. Too much of all this. In appropriate quantity, it's not considered mode of passion. But too much, it causes distress, misery, and disease. So the acidity and all that comes from these kind of foods. Okay, then those that prepared 3 hours before being eaten, except prasadam. Food that is tasteless, decomposed, and putrid. Tasteless, gatarasam. Decomposed, uti. and Paryushitam, putrid. And food consisting of remnants and untouchable things is dear to those in the mode of darkness. So remnants, which is basically Uchista. So people are used to Uchista nowadays, take food from others' plates, etc. Uchista. Untouchable things, non-vegetarian, all this untouchable things. Mode of darkness. Okay. So faith in the three modes. We discussed faith in the three modes. Unnecessary austerities for material reasons. They are demons. And yeah, in mode of goodness worship demigods, those in passion worship demons, those in ignorance worship ghosts and spirits. And then three kinds of foods. And then in Bhagavatam, Kapila Muni talks about the fourth. Everything in the transcendental stage also he discusses modes. Okay, sacrifices. Sacrifice performed according to directions of scripture as a matter of duty by those who desire no reward is in the nature of goodness. Sacrifice performed for some material benefit, for the sake of pride, is in the mode of passion. Without regard for directions of scripture, without distribution of prasadam, without chanting of Vedic hymns and remuneration to the priests, without faith, is considered in the mode of ignorance. Now, so which means that even whether it is mode of passion or mode of goodness, these things have to be there. Scripture direction should be there, prasadam should be distributed, chanting of Vedic hymns should be there, remuneration for the priests, and faith. If it is not there, then it becomes mode of ignorance. Okay, now this is very important. So this is very relevant for us. Food and this are two things till now relevant for us. Austerity of the body. So there are two things here. Krishna first describes three kinds of austerities: austerity of the body, speech, and mind, and then says what is in the mode of goodness, what is in the mode of passion, etc. Okay, so first austerity of body. Worship consists in worship of Supreme Lord, Brahmanas, spiritual master, and superiors like father and mother. So worship of these people, and very importantly, cleanliness, simplicity, celibacy, non-violence. Bodily cleanliness, simplicity in living, in clothes, etc. Everything, simplicity. Celibacy is not to engage in sexual act unless required for producing children, otherwise celibate. And non-violence. So these are austerities of the body. So these, in this maybe we will have some application. Some things we might not be following, or we might not be up to the standard. This is even more difficult. Austerity of speech, speaking words that are truthful. Nowadays, this telling lie has become like common business. Straight face people will tell lie. I never said this. I didn't do this. All low class behavior. And another thing also is like speaking behind somebody else, not good. Speaking words that are truthful, pleasing. Now, of course, Prabhupada explains this. Pleasing doesn't mean that always just say whatever others want to hear. Whatever, even the truth can be said in a pleasing manner. Should be beneficial. So when it is beneficial, even if it is little difficult to accept, it's okay. And not agitating to others. Now again, Prabhupada explains this. Not agitating to others means Guru is supposed to agitate. And this is for normal dealings. For us, when we are dealing with other people and also other devotees also, unless we have some authority. And regularly reciting Vedic literature, which we are doing, which we are chanting verses, we are chanting Hare Krishna, so which is good. But if we still don't have control over our speech, then we should do more of this. You should do regularly recite more chanting verses, etc. But this should be our speech, truthful, pleasing, beneficial, not agitating to others generally. Okay, then this is even more difficult. Austerity of body is okay, somewhat manageable, except for few things here. Austerity of speech is little more difficult. Mind is even more difficult. Satisfaction. Be satisfied with whatever we have. Again, mind simplicity, meaning the way we think. And people go into like complex thought process. Simple thing you will say, they'll go and they'll get stuck. Now, keep thought process also simple. Gravity, we should not be frivolous. Gravity means that there should be some weight in the way we think, we do things, etc. Self-control and purification of one's existence. Very, very important, this one. So satisfaction, first important thing. The austerity of the mind. It is austerity to be satisfied with whatever we have. It's an austerity to remain grave. It's an austerity to remain simple. It's an austerity of the mind to be in self-control. So this is important. What do we need to do to develop these? Is to be conscious, to practice, to be in the association of devotees who do that, and to do our sadhana sincerely, seriously, and pray for mercy. It's the same thing for all of them. So this threefold austerity performed with transcendental faith by men not expecting material benefits, but engage only for the sake of the Supreme. It's called austerity in goodness. Basically, just as a matter of duty in this. Here, this is out of pride. Doing all this out of pride is passion. For the sake of gaining respect, honor, worship. And this is neither stable nor permanent. But yeah, doing out of pride for some respect, honor, worship. This is passion. And out of foolishness, self-torture, destroy or injure others. Anyway, so we won't do this. Yeah, it's okay. Charity. Again, this is also very important for grahasthas. Given out of duty, without expectation of return. Oh, I gave this, so I should get this much. No. Proper time and place. And to worthy person. Prabhupada says that worthy person is a Krishna conscious person or institution which is spreading Krishna consciousness. That is the right charity. And it should be done out of duty, not expecting something. Oh, I gave so much, so I'll get something. I'll give so much, so Krishna will give me more. No, that is not in the mode of goodness. Of course, we do it with the right attitude, it actually transcends. But otherwise also, if it is a worthy person, this is very difficult to find out who is a worthy person. So Prabhupada just explains this more in the transcendental stage than in the mode of goodness in the purport. But charity performed with some expectation of return, the desire for fruitive result, grudging mood. Grudging mood. So it's mode of passion. And done at an impure place, impure time, unworthy person, without proper attention and respect. This also. So if there is no proper attention and respect while giving charity, then that is also in the mode of ignorance. Okay, from the beginning of creation, the three words Om Tat Sat were used to indicate the supreme absolute truth. These three symbolic representations are used by Brahmanas while chanting the hymns of the Vedas and during sacrifices for the satisfaction of the supreme. Okay. Therefore, transcendentalists undertaking performance of sacrifice, charity, penance, in accordance with scriptural regulations, begin always with Om to attain the supreme. This is just Vedic injunction that should chant this Om so that it becomes authorized. Without desiring fruitive results, one should perform various kinds of sacrifices, penances, and charity with the word Tat. Here it is all of them. We should do Om Tat Sat, and with the idea that we should, without desiring fruitive results, just in accordance with scriptural regulations is Om, without fruitive results is Tat, and Why are we doing that? To get free from material entanglement. And Sat, the absolute truth is the objective of the devotional sacrifice or the sacrifice. It is indicated by the word Sat. So Om indicates that it is in line with scriptural regulation. Tat indicates that we are doing it without fruitive results, so we get free from material entanglement. And Sat indicates that it is being offered in the pleasure of the absolute truth. So yeah, the performer of such sacrifice is also called Sat, as are all works of sacrifice, penance, and charity, because it is Sat means absolute truth. That's all. So Om Tat Sat. So we can do all our sacrifices, etc., by stating Om Tat Sat. Anyway, Hare Krishna is all inclusive. Anything done as a sacrifice, charity, or penance without faith in the Supreme is impermanent. It is called Asat and is useless both in this life and the next. So Sat means that whatever is performed with the objective of the absolute truth is Sat. And what is performed without that objective or without that faith in Supreme is Asat. Okay, any questions? Okay. Chapter 18, conclusion. Arjuna is asking more questions. I wish to understand purpose of renunciation and sannyasa, tyaga and sannyasa. The giving up of activities that are based on material desire is sannyasa, not just all activities. Giving up of activities that are based on material desire is sannyasa. Giving up results of activities is tyaga. So there are two things. One is giving up activities that are based on material desire is sannyasa. Giving up results of all activities is tyaga. Yeah, all kinds of fruitive activities. Some say that all kinds of fruitive activities should be given up as faulty. Others say that acts of sacrifice, charity, and penance should never be abandoned. So Krishna is saying that yes. So he finally says that yes, we should do. Now he is saying acts of sacrifice, charity, and penance are not to be given up. They must be performed. Indeed, sacrifice, charity, and penance purify even the great souls. So sacrifice, charity, penance. So here, some say that you have to give up all activities. That's what Krishna is saying. But that's what he's saying here. Saying some men declare that all kinds of activities have to be given up. But no, acts of sacrifice, charity, and penance should not be given up. They must be performed because they are purifying. But they should be performed without attachment or any expectation of result. They should be performed as a matter of duty. This is my final opinion. So sacrifice, charity, penance, we should do for the pleasure of the Lord. Prescribed duty should never be renounced. If one gives up prescribed duties because of illusion, not knowing, in ignorance, if one gives up prescribed duties, then that is in the mode of ignorance. But if one gives up prescribed duties for the pleasure of the Lord, that is not mode of ignorance. This is just how it's too cumbersome like that, or that is in tamo, that's also in mode of passion. Yeah, this is ignorance. Ignorance is simply giving up because of illusion. Passion, giving up prescribed duties as troublesome or out of fear of some bodily discomfort. That doesn't lead to elevation, renunciation. So just prescribed duty itself helps in making progress in renunciation, on the path of renunciation, because we are doing it as a matter of duty. So we will not be attached to it. But somebody just giving it up for no reason is in ignorance. Giving it up as troublesome or with fear of some discomfort is in the mode of passion. And when one performs his prescribed duty only because it ought to be done, without sangam tyaktva, phalam chaiva, and attachment to the fruit, that is, tyaga is in the mode of goodness. And this intelligent renouncer, the person in the mode of goodness is the intelligent renouncer, meaning he does work but is not attached. He is neither hateful of inauspicious work nor attached to auspicious work, has no doubts about work. Okay, inauspicious Actually, let's see what Prabhupada says here. Inauspicious work. No, it's not explained. Okay. So we have to figure out what this inauspicious work. Why would he not be hateful of inauspicious work? Or why would he do that? Unless it is, I mean, but if it is prescribed duty, generally it is considered auspicious. So not sure what this means. Okay, let's see. It is indeed impossible for somebody to give up all activities, but he who renounces the fruits is truly renounced. Right. So this is what is the sum and substance. So we're not giving up activities, but we are giving up fruits of the results. Now this is on the material platform. On the spiritual platform, we work for Krishna. For one who is not renounced, because if one is not renounced, meaning not attached to the fruits, then he will have the fruits of action, which is anishtam, ishtam, mishram. Anishtam, this is undesirable, ishtam, desirable, and mixed, meaning karma phala. Those that in the renounced order of life have no such result to suffer or enjoy. Renounced order are those who renounce the fruits of action. They don't have to suffer. Okay, so this is about tyaga and sannyasa. Okay, this is about renounced order and renunciation. Now, Krishna talks about action. He talks about action, doer, etc. So there are 5 causes for the accomplishment of all action. This we have to remember. We are not the doers, right? So the place of action, the body, the performer, meaning the person, Atma, various senses, endeavor, and Paramatma. So body, doer, Atma, senses, endeavor, Paramatma. These are 5 factors of action. Whatever right or wrong action a man performs is caused by these 5 factors, not just by the person himself. Therefore, one who thinks himself the doer, only doer, is certainly not very intelligent and cannot see things as they are. One who is not motivated by false ego, whose intelligence is not entangled, though he kills men in this world, does not kill, nor is he bound up by actions. And so he's not motivated by false ego. Meaning, so for example, there is the soldier killing people on the battle. He's not motivated by false ego. He's doing it as a matter of duty. He does not kill. So he's not bound by his actions. If you're doing prescribed duty, then we're not bound by actions. Now, some more information about action. Knowledge, object of knowledge, and knower are the 3 factors that motivate action. See here, it said these are the 5 factors of action. Whatever action is caused by these 5 factors. Now there is a motivation. So now the motivation for action is knowledge, object of knowledge, and knower are the 3 factors that motivate action. And senses, work, and the doer are the 3 constituents of action. So, so a little bit, complicated here. Krishna is talking about 5 factors. All actions are caused by these 5 factors. Then there is motivation for action. Then there is constituent of action. So the 3 kinds of knowledge, object of knowledge, action, and performer of action. 3 kinds of knowledge, then action, and performer. Okay. Okay. So meaning, so these things, so this knowledge, because it's one of the motivator of action, then the action itself and the performer. So there are 3. So what is this knowledge? By which one undivided spiritual nature is seen in all living entities. So which means he's just seeing that Atma is part and parcel of Krishna. So he's seeing only one spiritual nature. It's undivided. It's not split. This is in the mode of goodness. Mode of passion, he sees in every different body, there's a different type of living entity. He's not seeing properly, right? He's seeing the body, but he's thinking there's a different type of living entity. No, it's not a different type of living entity, the same type of living entity, right? Because it's Atma, it's part and parcel of Krishna. And that knowledge by which one is attached to one kind of work as all in all, meaning they just say, okay, my work is worship, without knowledge of the truth. They don't know. And the knowledge is also very meager. So they are in the mode of darkness. So, which means that they don't come to these two levels at all. They don't come to the level of even thinking that there's a jiva, that there's a living entity. They are in the mode of ignorance. Mode of passion is they know, but they think they're all different living entities. A mode of goodness sees properly with proper vision. So this is important. Some people just say that, oh, no, I don't believe in all this. Just like my work is everything for me. So ignorance. Then action. So this was about knowledge. Now this is about action. Action in modes. Action which is regulated, which is performed without attachment, without love or hatred, without desire for fruitive results, is in the mode of goodness. Action itself which is regulated. Regulated action is in the mode of goodness. Performed with great effort by one seeking to gratify his desires. Okay, so two things here. So this action is regulated and it is also performed without attachment for results. That action is in the mode of goodness. If an action is regulated but performed for the with some desire, then it is mode of passion. And action performed in illusion, meaning it's not recommended at all, without concern for future bondage or violence or distress caused to others, is in a mode of ignorance. So normally all the modes in passion and goodness are actually regulated actions. All unregulated actions are in tamoguna, generally across, not just action, charity, penance, everything. You take any quality that Krishna is describing as per the modes, that particular attribute in goodness and passion is normally regulated, and in ignorance is unregulated or violence, violating the regulative principles. But in today's world, most people they think they're in the mode of passion. Actually, they're not, because their actions are actually not regulated. So mostly it is ignorance only, right? Because they disregard and they consider work as all in all. So all these qualities shows that most of the work that is being done in Kali Yuga is in the mode of ignorance, not even passion. Passion was Kshatriyas, like who knew what they're doing, but they were doing as per, but it was their natures, but they were doing as per Shastra. Now the doer. So this action is in mode of ignorance mostly, and doer without association of modes, no, without false ego, no, with great determination and enthusiasm, without wavering in success or failure, is to be a worker in mode of goodness. So we should come to this platform. Whatever we do, whether we do our duty or we do devotional service, anyway will be transcendental. But even with our duty, we should do it without association of the modes, without false ego, with great determination, enthusiasm, without wavering in success or failure. But we should do our duty. So here the important thing is we have to know what our duty is. That is mode of goodness. Worker who is attached to work and fruits of work, desiring to enjoy fruits, who is greedy, always envious, impure, moved by joy and sorrow, mode of passion. This is worker in the mode of passion. So which means there are different combinations. The action could be in the mode of ignorance, worker could be in the mode of passion, like this, all kinds of combination will happen. So we have to see where we stand. Then mode of ignorance, worker is always engaged in work against the injunctions of scripture, materialistic, obstinate, cheating, expert in insulting others, lazy, always morose, procrastinating, said to be a worker in the mode of ignorance. So there was knowledge, there is action, there is worker, all three, and Tyaga. So far, Krishna has described these four things. So all related to action because Arjuna has to work. So Arjuna is asking that question and Krishna is giving a lot of emphasis to these things. Okay. There are any questions you can ask? It's all, like I said, there's nothing difficult to understand. We have to just know where we stand against each of these attributes. So go through these descriptions again and see. Sometimes, we might have some aspects of passion and some aspects of ignorance in a particular quality also. So then that also we should recognize. And our goal is to, at least in the intermittent state, come to goodness and then finally transcend. We can't say I will remain in ignorance and I'll transcend at one shot. That's not going to happen. Okay, because as we are chanting, then we are becoming cleansed. As we become cleansed, we transcend. We keep moving up, up, up. Okay, now Krishna talks about understanding and determination. Understanding, knowledge, understanding, and determination. So what does he call? Buddhir Bedam, discriminating power. By which one knows what ought to be done and what ought not to be done. What should be done, what should not be done. What is to be feared, what is not to be feared. What is binding, what is liberating. So this understanding, one who has this, that understanding itself is in the mode of goodness. So this is discrimination. What should be done, what should not be done. What should be feared, what should not be feared. What is binding, what is liberating. Now, the understanding which cannot distinguish between religion and irreligion, between action that should be done and action that should not be done, is in the mode of passion. So most of the people are in this stage. They cannot distinguish between religion and irreligion. Action to be done, action that should not be done. And worst, one who consider the understanding which considers religion to be irreligion, irreligion to be religion. And that spell of moha and tamas, darkness, strives always in the wrong direction. Is in the mode of ignorance. And this understanding is important because the person behaves based on the understanding. So if the person is thinking this way, then he will act in the mode of ignorance. Determination, this is very important for us. Our determination should be at least in the mode of goodness. Should be unbreakable. Unbreakable. This is Nishta. You take up something, just do it. Pray to Krishna for mercy, Guru and Krishna, and with determination, try to do. Somebody should not be able to break our determination, or some situation should not be able to break our determination. And it is sustained with dharana, steadfastness, by yoga. Without yoga practice, we can't be fixed. And the determination controls the activities of mind, life, and senses. See, very, very important. We should have this sattva guna determination. Unbreakable, is sustained with steadfastness, meaning it continues because of our continuously engaging in yoga. It is sustained. It goes on and on and on, doesn't stop, and it controls the activities of mind, life, and senses. Passion, determination which one holds fast to fruitive results. Here also they hold fast. They have determination, but this is for dharma, artha, kama. So here also there is determination. Goodness also there is determination, but goodness determination is to control the activities of mind, life, and senses, and for higher purposes. Here it is just for dharma, artha, kama. This could be said as for moksha. And this determination, it cannot go beyond dreaming. It's just in the mind. Or some people who just speak. They don't do anything. They'll just speak, nothing, no action. And also they're fearful. Anything they want to do, they're afraid. Oh, what will happen? What will happen? Then lamentation, moroseness, all these negative qualities. Unintelligent determination. Mode of darkness. Happiness. 3 modes, we have discussed this. Beginning it may be like poison, the end it's like nectar, and more importantly, awakes one to self-realization. In the beginning it is like nectar, but at the end it is poison. And it's derived from contact of senses. So this is self-realization. This is contact of senses with their objects. And this one, which is born, arises from sleep, laziness, illusion. Simply sleeping, I feel so happy. So blind to self-realization. It's just moha. That's all. Nothing, no sense gratification also, and no self-realization also. Just laziness, foolishness, illusion. And Krishna is saying, nobody among the demigods in the higher planetary systems also were not influenced by these modes. Everybody is influenced. So then there are Brahmana, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras, according to born of their own natures, and according to the modes, by qualities born of their own natures. So Samo, Shama, Dama, Tapas, Shaucham. Now one who becomes a Brahmana, so-called Brahmana in ISKCON, Brahmana Diksha. So he should have these qualities, or at least he should be working to develop these qualities. Peacefulness, Shama, Dama, self-control, Tapa, austerity, Shaucham, purity, cleanliness, Kshantir, tolerance, Arjavam, honesty. Then Gnanam, Vignanam, Astikyam. Knowledge, wisdom, religiousness. This is Brahmana. Then Shauryam, heroism, Teja, power, Dhriti, determination, Taksham, resourcefulness, Yuddhechapi, Apalayanam, courage in battle, meaning not running away. And Palayanam means running away. Apalayanam means not running away, so which means courage in battle. Dhanam, charity. Ishvara Bhava, leadership, control. This is Kshatriya. So again, here also, we will have some qualities from here, some qualities from here, some qualities from here. Farming, cow protection, business. Vanijam. Vanijam means business, like exchange. There's a natural work for Vaishyas. And Shudras, service to others. By following his qualities of work, every man can become perfect. How can this be done? By worship of the Lord, who is the source of all beings and who is all pervading. A man can attain perfection through performing his own work. By performing his own work, man can worship the Lord. Or by worship of the Lord, actually, what does this mean? So this is what Prabhupada is saying. One has a duty to render service unto the Supreme. One should be engaged in devotional service. Everyone should think that he is engaged in a particular type of occupation by Rishikesha, and by the result of the work in which one is engaged, Supreme Personality should be worshipped. Okay, so yeah, if we use our results for worship of the Lord, that's what Prabhupada is saying here, then we can attain perfection through performing our own work. But this is actually our own work, but Prabhupada says that whatever work you are doing, our own work means actually our prescribed duty. But it's okay, even if you are doing any work, but you offer it to the Lord, then you can achieve perfection through work also. But the important thing is not simply working. Important thing is worshipping the Lord, offering it to the Lord. Better to engage in one's own occupation, even though one may perform it imperfectly, than to accept another's occupation and perform it perfectly. And than to one may perform it imperfectly, than to accept another's occupation and perform it perfectly. Duties prescribed according to one's natures are never affected by sinful reactions. So this is very important. A Kshatriya, if he is fighting a battle, he is not affected by that, even if there is killing. But that is only if he is a Kshatriya, if that is his prescribed duty. That is why this prescribed duty is so important. In Kali Yuga, because there is no prescribed duty, all actions are sinful. See, duties prescribed according to one's nature are never affected by sinful reactions. Sinful meaning if you do something wrong, then you will get the sinful reaction. If it is not your prescribed duty. So, which means there is a lot of danger of accumulating sinful reactions in Kali Yuga. So, the only option for us is to surrender to Krishna and offer the result to Krishna. Every endeavor is covered by some fault, just as fire is covered by smoke. Therefore, one should not give up the work born of his nature. Again, Krishna is highlighting this, even if such work is full of fault. For example, Prabhupada says, businessman might have to tell a lie because that's the nature of his business. But if he's a Vaishya by nature, then he can't give up. Okay, I'll stop here. Continue this tomorrow. Okay, so Tyaga. Then what all did we discuss? We discussed Tyaga. Then we discussed that one should do sacrifice, charity, penance. Then prescribed duty. One has to do prescribed duty, not just sacrifice. We should sacrifice the fruits. Then we talked about austerity. Then 5 factors of action. 5 factors of action, 3 motivation for action, and 3 constituents of action. Then Krishna talked about knowledge, action, and performer of action in 3 modes. Then understanding and determination. Yeah, understanding and determination. Then happiness in 3 modes. Then about Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudras and their qualities. And that one has to do prescribed duty. And by doing prescribed duty, offering the results to Lord, one can attain perfection. Yeah. Okay. This is all that was discussed. Any questions, comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Prabhu, demigods are also, we can call them as living entities,
Yeah,
but
they're
in
living
higher
entities.
planets.
Yeah.
Right? So, which modes are they into, Prabhu?
Goodness.
Or there is no goodness?
Yeah. Urdhvam gachanti sattvastha. So those who are in mode of goodness go to higher planets.
Okay. Okay. More towards Shuddha Sattva or only or goodness?
No. Goodness. But because demigods have a desire for sense gratification.
Okay.
But as you go higher up, it becomes pure. Like as you go towards Mahaloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka, it becomes pure, going towards moksha or bhakti, like that. But yeah, Swarga is mostly, they go there because they have some higher amount of piety, punya, which is mostly goodness, but predominantly it's goodness, but they also have desire for sense gratification. So it's, I think, mixed modes.
Understood, Prabhu. Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, what exactly do we mean when you say work in ignorance? See, most of the work done is usually done in work of passion. If you don't have passion, it's very difficult to do any work. And Prabhu, even this, when this shloka, I could never understand. You say it's better to do your duty and this thing than to do somebody else's perfectly. Prabhu, like you see now so many times now in Kali Yuga, you see Brahmins and all that. They give up this thing because they don't have a tendency toward it and they go there. Isn't it better when you're good at something to do that than to do something which you're not good at?
Yeah. I mean, the 4 divisions are guna karma only.
Yes, Prabhu.
Right. But nowadays, people don't even do as per guna karma. Right. It is as per what is available. For example, everybody wants to become an engineer. Everybody wants to become a doctor. It's not as per their guna karma. They might be Shudras in their nature. Right. But they'll get a degree. And what will happen? Then their result, the bridge falls. people die, like this. So they're not qualified actually, right? So based on our nature that we have acquired, it's not based on the nature, guna karma, we should take appropriate profession. But today, like everybody goes to the same route mostly, right? Unless, see, those who are safe are the Vaishyas only, right? Because mostly they are Vaishyas and they know Vaishya, they do that well, and they'll just, and it's also everything is somewhat, like it might come from previous generation, etc. So they'll just continue. Now what some Vaishyas are saying, no, I don't want to do business. I want to become, they'll go and study and do some software and this and that and all that. So those who are retained in their nature and their work aligns with their nature, they are the ideal. See, I actually give another reason why this nature should be aligned, because otherwise one will never have happiness in their work. They will never get job satisfaction. Krishna is actually saying this for that and also for achieving perfection. See, if somebody is just struggling with their job only because they are not suited for that work, how will they be happy? How will they have any higher goals in life, etc.? Right? So it's always good to be aligned with our nature. Our work should be aligned with our nature, and we'll also be happy, and we will also then be able to make progress. So Krishna is saying you align with your nature. Don't just pick up something because it's available.
Yes, Prabhu. And what
Yeah.
about work when you say work in ignorance, Prabhu?
Yeah, so here Krishna is saying, right, so worker, so there is worker in the mode of ignorance, right, which means that one is doing anything wrong, not as per injunctions of scripture, is a worker in ignorance. He might be working very hard for that, right? Cheating somebody is not as per accepted. Now, we might be working very hard to cheat. That's not passion. It's driven by ignorance. Right. So, which is why I said passion is always driven. There is a sense of right and wrong, as in at least there is acceptance of Shastra. So
No,
here, yeah.
Sorry.
So
Sorry,
here Krishna is saying worker who is attached to work and fruits of work, desiring to enjoy those fruits, greedy, envious, impure, and moved by joy and sorrow, is said to be in the mode of passion. So see, but this worker also, he is not just doing whatever he wants. See, most of this argument is actually in terms of your guna karma and as per the varnas. So somebody who's engaged in like, for example, if suppose somebody is a Vaishya, right? He could be attached to his works. He's desiring to enjoy fruits. He might be greedy also. He wants to make more money also, right? But he is not in the mode of passion. If he is doing work as per his vritti. So these things are very difficult to evaluate. But what Krishna is saying is that is why he keeps repeating duty, prescribed duty. Why? What is prescribed duty? Duty is prescribed as per your guna and karma. So you first one has to identify whether he's a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Then only apply all these rules. Right? Otherwise, just say Kula Kalau Shudra Sambhava. Then everybody is a Shudra, which means mode of ignorance mostly.
Yes. Now, probably like a terrorist also, like unless he has passion to do something, that is a in ignorance, or it's in
No,
passion
it's ignorance. Ignorance. See, passion. We are misunderstanding passion to mean English passion, right? While in some
Yes.
cases it also means English passion, but for us actually it is just attachment to fruits. In Shastra, it's not so much about working like a donkey or overworking as much as being attached to the fruit.
Mhm.
That is passion, right? Ignorance work. So somebody who is working as per Shastra but attached to fruit is in passion. Somebody who is working for fruits but doing work which is against Shastra is in mode of ignorance. He is also working hard. A
Yes.
donkey is working hard, but it's in the mode of ignorance. Right. So the key distinction is this. One is scriptural adherence, and second is attached to the fruits. Scriptural adherence and attached to fruit is in passion. Non-structural adherence and still attached to fruit and working hard is in ignorance.
So like even prescribed duties, it will be the same. You have to work without attachment is your
Yes, that
prescribed
is
duty.
goodness. That is
That
goodness.
is in mode of goodness.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
And also Krishna is saying that you should also offer the result to the Lord. Then you will achieve perfection. Otherwise, it's okay. It will be in the mode of goodness. But one cannot achieve perfection. If somebody wants to achieve perfection through their work, then they have to offer results to Krishna. Or to the Supreme Lord, as in just not be attached to the fruit and offer it in the service of the Supreme Lord by worshipping the Supreme Lord. What is it? Where is it? By worshipping. Yeah. One can attain perfection. So this is text 46. Krishna is saying one can attain perfection through performing his own work. But if you don't offer it to the Lord, it's okay. It's in the mode of goodness, passion, ignorance, whatever, and accordingly the jiva will slowly make progress. Is that okay, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Okay.
You can bet to.
Pranam. Okay, so we'll end here. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ameta Gaura Bhaktanandi ki jai. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Ucha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnavati ki jai. Hare Krishna. So tomorrow we'll finish this, which is going to be Wednesday.
Hare
Okay.
Krishna, Prabhu. Pranamangala, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Okay, pranam to everybody.
Hare Krishna.
No
Hare
problem.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu.
Krishna, pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Manjari. School ko gaya? Hare Krishna.